I thought I'd put the flash on for this care video so you can see them a bit better. I've just done my pet stories and now I'll be doing the professional care video. Before I start, the care video that I have put out is pretty much fine. You can keep them like that. I'm not going to slag that off at all. It's not going to be much different. But if you want to use that care video, use that one. If you want to use this one. I'm not. What I'm trying to say is, if people are saying, "Oh, take down another video," that's fine. There's nothing up with that. Just so people know. But I'm just doing more of a professional one, and a bit of an updated one. So yeah, we'll start off. Sorry, I'll keep moving and looking because I need to look at my computer because I have a list of things I need to go on to. First things I'm going to say is they do not have a million millipedes. Do not have a million legs. They have more of, depending on the species, 200, 500, up to about 700. But also you've got to take into variability of males have less legs because they have some sexual organs up front, not by much, but yeah, and a lot of them have lost legs just through. It's not too bad, but a lot of them do have lost legs, and it's nothing to worry about. But yeah, I'll move on to it now. The Latin name is somewhat really complicated, what I cannot pronounce, but I'm going to attempt it and then put it in the description. It's something like Africanus gigas or something. It's a really long Latin name, and I cannot say it at all. But their common name is Giant African Millipedes. They're the world's I can't even talk today. They are the world's biggest species of millipede. They get to around 8 to 11 and even 12 inches. I do have 3 in here just so people know. If you didn't watch the video before, there's one down there. It's hoarding dog biscuits. But yeah, the next thing is the price range. I picked these up at a show for £7 each, so it came to £21 for free. I do advise keeping them in trios, but sometimes you're looking £5 to £15. Completely affordable, but sometimes not even £15. It's more of a tenner, but I'll just give that price range because you do see them for a bit more expensive prices. The availability. You do see quite a lot of wild caught species of these millipedes. You do see a lot of, as I've just said, sorry, I got a message on Facebook, so it put me off a bit. You do see a lot of wild caught, but you also see captive bred. I'm trying to breed them at the moment, but it doesn't seem to be happening. But yeah, I don't have anything against buying wild caught of these species because it doesn't affect them at all. I'm guessing these are wild caught, but yeah, I'll just move on to the next one. Oh, and they're readily available. Forgot to mention that. You do see them pretty much. It's the main species of millipede you do see out there. The lifespan is 7 to 10 years. A well-lived pet do live for a long time. Adult size and growth rate. I do not know the growth rate or the adult size, so I'm not even going to attempt it. But the adult size I've already mentioned. They get to about 8 to 11 inch. Forget why I mentioned that. Why did I mention that? And it's not even. I'm failing. But anyway, and I've just mentioned adult size. I'm failing a bit today. The sexing. Not going to go into it too much, but on like the 4th segment or something, or the 7th, I can't remember. It's some early segment. You see a patch where there's no legs, and that's where their sexual organs are. It's very easy to sex, but it's hard to show. That's the best way to put it. Next one, behaviour and if I advise it for a beginner. Yep, I advise them for beginners. They are perfect pets, and their behaviour, they're docile and calm, and really slow movers. And out quite a lot if you give them this type of setup. They seem to be out a lot more than they used to be, but that could be because they've calmed down because they used to hide a lot, and they've realised that there's no danger. So they've calmed down, and they have calmed down a lot. They don't really. I'll go into the poison in a bit. They don't bite. They actually drip the poison from the back of their the end of their abdomen. I think it's an abdomen. I don't know. The technical term is segment, whatever you want to call it. But they drip poison from there, and basically mine don't really do that much anymore. So they've calmed down a lot. They do calm down to handling, which is a bit odd for a species, for something like this. Tank. This is a large exoterrier. If you just type in large, tall exoterrier in Google, it will give you the sizes. But this is absolutely perfect for a trio. No problem at all. I'll give you the sizes quick since my tape measure is already out. That it is about 8 bit 8 bit. A bit awkward to do with tape measure and mess with a camera. It is 8 by 8 by about 13-14 inches. So yeah, decent sized tank, but doesn't take up too much space if I'm honest. Substrate, I used Eco Earth that comes in a block. Don't really need to add out to it except water, obviously, to make it expand. Not on the ball today, but yeah, that's all you really need to know. Just use that as substrate and you're fine. Furnishing, I do use cork bark because they do like to climb, which I didn't mention in the last video. They do like to climb, but they will dig as well. So I've got that one laid down. If they want to bury under that, they can. And I've got the tall one, which one's actually sat behind. I'm not going to move it because that one's got its head there. But yeah, they can climb on top of it, lay behind it, which the one has, and they can bury under it if they want to. So 2 pieces of cork bark is fine. One on its side and one flat down. That's perfectly fine. Temperature, I keep them at 25. That works perfectly fine. Room temperature, it's perfectly fine. You don't need any extra heating. If you do, you have a heat mat on the opposite side of the food and the water, so you have the heat mat on this side underneath. And some people say don't use a heat mat, it will burn the legs. I use thermostats so it can't. As I always do mention, microstat thermostat, you set it to 25 and it keeps the heat mat at 25 degrees. So simple as that, really. You can keep it room temperature though. You don't need to use a heat mat if you have a warm room. So yeah, so people know that. Water and humidity, I give them water readily available, but they obviously tip it out. They get water from their food as well. And the humidity, I spray them every couple of days, but you don't need to keep it. As long as the substrate's a bit damp, that's fine. You don't want it to be soaking or it'll float, especially when it's humid, like it is now where I live in the UK. It's been really humid because of the warm weather, then raining, then warm, then raining. So it's keeping it really humid. Yeah, as long as the substrate's damp, that's perfectly fine. You don't need to dry out, really. Oh, I forgot to mention lighting. They don't need lighting. Mine go in. I'll show you where I put mine. Mine are there. They get daylight coming through that way, but you don't really need any extra lighting for them. It doesn't affect them. I think they're blind. Don't quote me on that, but I do think they are blind. I don't know if that's totally true, but don't quote me on that. Research it. I don't know that about millipedes. I don't know much about the anatomy, but I know how to keep them. But yeah, I do think they are blind. If I'm wrong, someone put it in the comments and I will give you credit for it and put it in the description. So yeah, feeding. Okay, I feed them every 3 days and I rotate their food. One day they'll get cucumber with calcium dust on, and the other day they will get orange with dog food. By dog food I mean the biscuits. Just some cheaper ones. There's some down there. It's like, you get the point. Just get some of them, and that's fine for them. They won't always eat them, but I have 2 bowls because I don't see the point in wasting it if they don't eat it, and if it's not gone mouldy. So just have 2 bowls, switch the bowls around, and every 3 days change it. So fresh orange and dog food one day, every 3 days, and then the next 3 day cycle you give them cucumber with calcium dust on, and I think that works perfect. Handling. They're handleable. I'll pick one up now. Hopefully it won't poison me. Not poison me, but I'll pick this one up since it's on its water bowl. Might leak a bit of poison out. I'll go on to this. Mites. Mites are good for millipedes. They're cleaner mites. They're supposed to have them. That's got a bit too much for my liking, but I don't see any problem. They actually look like spiders, but they're not. They're mites. But yeah, they're completely harmless to us. By the way, they will crawl on you, but they'll just simply go back onto the millipede because they'll die. There's no honours that they need, because we don't have waste food on us unless you don't wash. But I'm not going into that. But yeah, they do have mites. These are used. They just clean their joints and that. This one's quite shy, as you can see. It's got a few lost legs at the front. If it'll focus, a few lost legs at the front. So that's what I mean by doesn't have all its legs. They don't always have all the legs, but yeah, mites are needed. If there's a bit too much on them, just spray them with water over the outside or something, or you can just blow them off. Nothing too technical there. Simple really. If anyone wants more information on these mites, I'll make another video, but it's not really needed. The cleaner mite. Hate that when I'm recording. Someone rings, that means I have to do it on the computer and edit it. God damn it. But yeah, mites are completely harmless. They clean the mites, they clean out the joints and the food on the fingernails, on the millipede, and they keep the fungi off it, fungi, whatever. They basically clean that off it, so nothing's growing on your millipedes, so they are all good. This one's quite shy actually. Is it leaked poison? Nope, it's not leaked poison, but you can see it's alive because its legs are moving. But yeah, I'll pop it back so it doesn't leak poison by accident. But yeah, they're completely. See, as you can see there, it hasn't leaked poison, which I'll go into in a second, and then no mites on me. Just a bit of dirt. So yeah, there's no mites on me, as you can see. So yeah. The mites are completely harmless to us, just so people know. A lot of people do worry about the mites, so yeah. But yeah, the last thing is, what is it now? I just mentioned it and I forgot. Done the mites. Oh yeah, poison. They do leak poison from the end of their abdomen. That's his head, obviously, because he's got antennas. But the other end is its back of its abdomen, I'm going to call it. You can call it the last segment, whatever you want to call it. But they can leak poison from there. A lot of people advise using gloves, which is perfectly fine. But in my opinion, if you're not allergic to insect venom, all it does is stain your skin. By that I just mean it'll just make your skin like a brownish colour. It's harmless to you. It's like a caramelly substance, and it just stains your skin a bit. And unless you're allergic to insect venom, it'll make you come out in a rash or something. It's nothing too bad, but if you're allergic to insects, you might not even want these as pets. But if you do, just wear gloves. So yeah, I think I've gone over everything. They are a bit of a thing to go over because I have to mention the mites and I have to mention they do have the poison. It's just a defense mechanism, but you don't want to get it in any cuts, so don't handle them when you've got a cut. If you've got a cut on your hand or something, or your arm, don't handle them. Obviously wash your hands after. You don't want to get it in your eyes, obviously. Just simple hygiene stuff. Just wash your hands once you've handled them, and it's perfectly fine. They're very handleable pets. They'll just crawl up your arms, as mine do quite a lot. That's the shyest one, by the way, that I picked up. They can be shy, but they do calm when you handle them quite a bit, and some of them will eventually just not be bothered and just run up your arm out of the tank like my big one usually does, but it's behaving today. So yeah, that's pretty much it all. It's been a longer video, but I needed to go into a lot of stuff, and someone rang me, so it put me off my stride. So yeah, thanks for watching. This has been Pet Stories. Sorry for a long video, not pet stories. What am I on about? It's just been pet stories. This is my professional care video for the Giant African Millipedes. Thanks for watching. If there's any information I've missed, put it in the description, and put it in the comments. I will put it in the description, and I will give you a shout out in my next video. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you in a bit, people.